the song anyways? We can never figure out. What's that song? You sing it.
I don't remember.
I don't remember how it goes.
My song for him has always been Come On Billy.
Yeah, and that's a real song.
It is.
My song was Billy, don't lose that number.
It's
Turns
not
out
Billy.
not a song. No, the word is not Billy.
It's not Billy, it's Ricky.
It's
It's
Ricky.
okay. You're weird.
1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Talk shop. Talk shop. Sitting all around and hanging out in the talk shop. Talking that hard and hoping to get back to work. Getting in touch with those of us. We got all kinds of good things to discuss in the talk shop. Talking in the talk shop. Hanging out in the talk shop.
Billy!
Come on, Billy! Come on, Billy!
Come on, Billy!
Yoo-hoo, Billy!
Welcome to the
Welcome
talk
to the talk
shop.
shop!
Today we have Billy
Billy
Stinnett,
Stinnett!
who is a very nice young man that we have done quite a few things with in
He's our
in
little
a short
protege.
amount of time.
Yeah, we kind of built him up and been like, look, he works.
You're like, hey, do you know how to stage manage? He's like, no. I'm like, well, here you
You
go.
know, you're
Do
gonna
you
learn.
know how to do voiceovers and sound effects and stage managing at the same time? No. Well, here you go.
Now you do.
Really great artist,
Yeah.
illustrator,
Illustrators.
animated type, character type artist.
Wow.
He can do everything.
He's got this great monologue. Ask him about the head monologue.
I
He'll do
feel
it for
like
you.
he is just on the cusp.
Yeah.
Like he's coming up on some greatness. I feel like he doesn't even know what kind of good roles are in his future. I feel like he's gonna bust out.
I hope it's with us.
And hopefully it'll be with us. And like and share and subscribe.
Mm,
We
like and
hope
share and
that you
subscribe.
enjoy our interview with our friend
Billy
Stinnett
Stinnett.
in the talk shop.
In the talk shop. Billy! All right, Billy. How are you?
Kind of blah.
Kind of blah.
Blah.
Is it because of the weather? The weather's kind of blah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, Billy! Yay, you! Let's talk about you. It's Billy Stinnett!
Do you see your name? You're in lights.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel better?
Does it lift your spirits a little bit? Aw.
Does.
Yeah.
I got
I really do like the getup that you have going there. The way you have your garage all set up. Very, very fancy.
Aw,
Very theater-like.
thank you. We did it just for you, Billy.
Well, we tried. It was all her. I was just like, clean out your garage, please.
Yeah, she's like, we're going to have a show in
We're
there.
going to start doing a show.
We need to be able to walk in.
So, Billy, welcome to the talk shop.
Ta-da!
Today we have Billy Stinnett, who's our friend. He's an actor and an artist and a dancer
And just an all-around fantastical performing man.
and a technician.
Mm-hmm.
You do a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
We have some questions.
And he tends to be a little bit on the quiet side.
Just a
so
wee
we're
bit.
going to ask him to actually speak, even just like anything audible. Just give us a little,
Well, we're going to ask you questions. Sorry, I got my mouth full.
It's okay. We always
I
do.
probably shouldn't eat while I interview
Yeah,
you. That's
but we're
not
very casual here, so it doesn't
very
matter.
professional of me.
I mean,
What
What are
are
we
you
gonna get arrested?
eating?
These are rice little
Krispie
mini rice
treat?
cakes.
No, not
Oh,
rice
okay.
rice cakes. But they're not actually diet food. I forgot to tell you. They're like 45 carbs for like 20 of them.
Oh,
I know. They seem like they would be diet food, but they taste way too good for
well, they're very sugary
Sure.
tasting. But
that. And they're yummy.
okay, so this will be my last one.
Yeah, I think we'll put that back.
Watch the carbs.
Cammy, put it down.
No.
No carbs, Cammy. Okay, I have my questions on my.
Okay. Roll up
Mark-
your sleeves. We're going to ask some questions
I got
now. You ready for
questions.
this?
I got questions on my phone ready to go. So if you see me looking down, I'm not being rude. I'm looking at questions. Okay.
You'll know
Okay.
when she's being
All
rude.
right.
Trust me.
Well, you're an artist. And you have very many different types of art that you're involved in,
Right.
including, we were trying to think of the word.
What do you call the word where you actually like paint and draw and that kind?
That I would say you're
Actual art.
I would say you're like an illustrator.
But
Cartoonish
isn't
type.
he has done that, but also you've done murals and like you've done DMV signs. So tell us, when did you start drawing and what all do you do in that capacity? Like, are you busy all the time? How do you get your jobs?
Well, I've been drawing for most of my life because most of my family is artistically gifted in their own way. But I started getting more serious about it since I was 12, not quite 13. Started drawing little comic strips, and it kind of just grew from there. And that's kind of where the theater started as well. Age 12, 13, that's where everything just kind of came together and it expanded from there.
Was there something going on in your life where you just like, discovered that?
I've always had this kind of this interest for characters and storytelling. It's interesting to think about because I wasn't always into getting up on stage and performing. I remember when you wouldn't catch me dead up there, but yeah, I was 11 and I helped out with this Christmas show at one of the churches I used to go to. I ran the music and sound effects for the scenes, and upon seeing just how much fun everyone appeared to be having, it was kind of like a light switch just flipped on. That was how I got my interest in the theater. And I guess there wasn't one particular thing that got me started into drawing. It was kind of a variety of things. There was this computer chess game that I used to play. You go through the game and it teaches you all the different kinds of techniques, the strategies of how to play chess. And it had this sort of little medieval storyline woven into it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you've been a creative type for a long time, either drawing or writing or doing tech. And then when was your first time on the stage as an actor?
It was after a year after this, I did this Christmas play. It was done by the same director, and she was doing the Nutcracker, and I got to be the title character.
You were the Nutcracker in the Nutcracker?
Yeah. So I got to wear a band uniform and some crazy hair. I got to be in the little fight scene where the mice and soldiers fight each other. Got to do the sword fighting. Got to wear a top hat and a cape.
So was this like the ballet, the Nutcracker, the full ballet version?
Yeah.
Oh wow! One of the very first professional shows I saw was the Nutcracker. We went to see it at the California Theater in San Bernardino, which was big time back then. And I remember it was a field trip. We went there with my class, and I was just like, whoa, what's going on? And they opened the curtains, at intermission, and they let us watch how things happened. And, I think a lot of kids get their start doing the Nutcracker. So that's not really unusual, but that's cool. Oh, speaking of dance, in the one you sent me when you're dancing, it's Temecula.
Yeah, that was Menifee's Got Talent.
Cool. And you made up all the own, that was all your choreography?
It's hard choreographing a dance.
It is.
My body's not accustomed to moving like that because I don't do that too often. But if there's a song that I like enough, then I'll probably make some moves to go along with it.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah.
So I did it, in the cabaret. We had to make up little And then we had Piper there, who was a real
And we were like,
quarter.
no, Piper, we're not doing it. No.
Piper wanted
Slow
to.
your roll,
Piper wanted to have like big dance numbers.
Because she's a
I was like,
choreographer.
Yeah, we're going to learn all these in one day. So when you were in high school, did you do anything in school, or did you start getting roles and auditioning for stuff after high school?
Yeah, there was this theater company that I used to perform with in early 2007. They did their spring production of Annie, and I was in the ensemble in
I love
NYC.
Annie.
So I got a small part in that, and
Was this in California?
I kind of started up in Northern California and made my way down.
Well, cool. So you have a few things from high school. You sent us some clips, one of which is from RHP. Now, is that the one where you played the dual role?
Yeah, that was the one where I did the two roles. Definitely one of my best performances. I've had a lot of really good shows, but that one definitely sits in my top
Well,
five.
that's hard. That's very challenging to take on.
Yeah, and didn't they have to call you for that? Didn't they just be like, we need you, come rescue us, we need to fill this role?
Yeah, that is kind of what happened.
So that was lucky.
Yeah, it's pretty cool how that worked out. I didn't even audition. I was just sitting in school one day, and I got this message from Peggy saying, "Hey, we need somebody to do these two roles."
Wow. Well, Peggy has always spoken very highly of you.
Very highly.
Even before we knew you very well, she was just like, that kid is very talented.
Yeah. I directed you in The Importance of Being Earnest, just a little scene for our for our Love Show Cabaret. And it was such a pleasure just directing you. You take direction really well, and you're very talented. You have a great stage presence. You have a great voice, and I was so pleasantly surprised because you never know, how it's going to go. I was very happy with how it turned out, and everybody talks about your part. That's like the main thing I hear from that show.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was perfect.
Beautiful.
I thought it was a perfect scene for you and Tiffany.
Yeah.
I like your stage direction too. I mean, I know you seem like you can be pretty nitpicky at times, but I like that. I think I'd rather have that than
just nothing.
Director who's just like, yeah, it's fine, do whatever.
Oh, I agree with you on that.
I agree too, obviously.
I would rather have someone that cares too much than someone that doesn't care enough. Definitely.
Yeah.
I've had directors that just sit back and go
and do nothing. Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's your decision
That
how
was
you want to
great.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to be directed.
And you're not the first person to tell me that I tend to be a little bit of a micromanager.
Well,
yeah, but I do.
This
I
is-
have control issues. It takes all kinds in a theater.
but she was perfect for you and Tiffany for that scene, I think, as far as because it was
so
a
fun.
specific style, and you both just took to it so well. I was really impressed. Like, I think that's a good genre for you.
I do too. I told you during the time that, man, you were made for this style of acting. It was Oscar Wilde, and it was the very high aristocratic English gentleman, and you carry yourself like that already. So it's a really good niche for you. You should look for more stuff to do like that. How did you feel doing the cabaret? What was it like? That kind of, we only had 2 performances, right? And it was kind of wham bam, you go up and you're just one scene, part of a lot of other people. What was your experience like as far as the performance?
I felt like our performance went really good, and it's always interesting to see what other people are doing. Like, everybody's off doing their own thing, and you don't know what they have, and then everyone comes together, and you get to see it, and seeing it all come together as it goes, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I love that part.
I love the rehearsal process is my favorite part.
It's a lot of fun. Just the electricity. Do you feel this like when you do a show and it's like right before everybody goes on, maybe 10 minutes to curtain, and there's all of that, you can feel the energy from the audience like coming through, and it's reaching you already even though you're not on stage, and maybe you have a little bit of nerves, but How do you like that part?
That's always a great feeling right before you go on opening night. I mean, it happens with every show, when everybody's all excited and stoked, and I'm sure you know this feeling too. And the first week or two of rehearsal start and everyone's pretty happy, but then there's kind of a downward slope. But then they start adding costumes again, and the show starts getting closer, and everyone starts getting excited again. I know that feeling very well.
Yeah, there's this arc. That's right. You've talked about costumes. Every single thing you've touched on, you've mentioned, oh, I got to wear this, I got to wear that. And now you've mentioned costumes again. I am getting the sense from you, and I have been for a while, that, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like you're kind of like me, where I put on a character. Like, if I can have something physical that changes me, like clothes, as soon as I put it on, that helps me get the character. A lot of people don't work that way, but I have noticed about you, like, even for the one we're doing now, the van
play.
Yeah.
But also,
and you wanted that vest with the stripes, which I still need back, by the way. It's okay, I haven't seen you since then.
Well, I noticed it when we did Pandemic Encounter at the DMV.
Yeah.
Okay, it was
cute.
It was a cute little 10-minute play that was sent in to us that we chose.
Oh, and that's when he brought us the sign for
And
the
you
DMV.
and you also you made a duplicate of the DMV sign that was like
just like that.
Exactly like
it
the
looked identical.
logo. And I knew you were an artist, so I was like, "Hey, Billy, can you just make us a sign that says DMV?"
That was a good call. Yeah,
and
he could.
And you showed up with this. I mean, you could go down to the DMV and hang that there, and nobody would know.
It wasn't generated.
You were really good at duplicating.
Really good, yeah. It was great. It was a cute little scene.
It was difficult to do too because you guys wore masks. It was about the pandemic time. It was challenging for both of you and for all of us.
I felt for you.
I thought it turned out really cute.
How did it feel for you?
It was a little more of a challenge with the mask ons, because I had to do more with the eyes.
And that was another one you did with Tiffany Smith. You guys are together a lot. Now, was she in that? Was she in Death by Golf as well?
Yeah, that was where I met her.
Oh, okay. That is like not. It was physically challenging, mentally and psychologically challenging, and you were playing two different people.
Yeah.
And I think the first time I met you was at the Ramona Hillside Players annual awards night. You won 2 awards for doing 2 roles.
Yeah.
In one show. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So you were best actor and best supporting actor or something like that.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, because we didn't see it, and we were like,
that's interesting.
That's interesting.
We've actually done a lot with you now. We've done the Van series of scenes that we're working on right now, and we did our show, The Love Show, with you. We did the DMV one, and our first real experience with you wasn't even on this stage. You came and you were like, what can I do to help? And Cammie's like, you're going to be a stage manager, and you had never managed before. And you were like, okay. And so it was quite the learning curve. How was that for you?
Yeah, that's firecracker.
It was a little daunting, actually, just trying to keep track of everybody's things, because I'm not the most organized person in my group of friends.
Really?
But I really had to come up with just some sort of way to keep everything organized. Somebody suggested get a big piece of butcher paper and just make some little shapes and put all everybody's things on there.
Yeah, that was not an easy show to do for any of us. And it was a learning curve for all of us, every single one of us.
I had fun.
It was fun, but that is not an easy show.
Well, I had fun other than the nights that I stayed there all night sewing the set. That was not as much fun. But
yeah, but I'm sure I thanked you then, but I want to thank you again, because it was a hard show to get thrown into, especially for your first stage managing experience.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you.
Because that was the first time I directed anything there, and I was like,
how does this all work?
Send me some tech people.
Yeah, and then
And then-
here comes Billy.
Yeah, and then and then we got Jared in on it too, so we had a little bit of help.
Yeah.
And then Shen's son, one of Shen's sons was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Peyton. So you got a little crew there, and then by the end of it, you had handled.
You got it. Yeah.
So it was.
I think you could do it again if you wanted to.
It's a good skill to know.
It is a good skill.
I'd probably do it again if somebody asked. But yeah, it was like I said, it was kind of intimidating trying to keep track of everything, but it made it a whole lot easier with just how well everybody cooperated.
Yeah, that was a good
all
cut.
I had to do was just ask some people to be quiet a couple times, and that was about it. Because if it was a
Sorry
bigger
about that.
show with with more actors, more cast members, and maybe little kids, I don't think I could have done it.
Right.
Yeah, kids are crazy making. Let me tell you. So that's how we kind of met you, right? I know that you auditioned for us a couple times,
Mhm.
and then we finally ended up getting you on Firecracker working,
Mhm.
and then
The love show.
the Christmas show. Oh, don't forget the Christmas show.
The Christmas show. How could I forget?
He was the stage manager for that, but we had some voiceovers in that.
Oh, that's right up your alley. That would
In
be
that
good.
show that I asked Billy to do. Which, did you study broadcasting? I thought I saw that on your resume once. You went to broadcasting school or something?
I took some audio recording classes in school, and I have an AA in audio tech, so I know
Okay.
a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We might have to call on you for those skills sometime, too. You
I
do.
did. Christmas show.
Yeah, you do behind the scenes and on stage stuff. You're very well-rounded. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, he was a great team player.
I'm pretty good with the creative aspect of the recording. The techie part, most of that I'm still trying to get down.
Have you only done our 2 shows for tech?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
The reading group we have, the van play, this character is hilarious.
so funny.
And you are so good at it.
You've got my favorite scene of the whole show. It's hilarious what you do with it.
Everyone will know about the show because Eric and I are going to market it like crazy. We're going to send flyers to clubs, schools. Oh, and we're even going to have a special performance for the deaf. We're going to have a sign interpreter sign the whole show for them.
Daniel, why would you use an interpreter?
Duh, because they're deaf.
Yeah, I know, but you're performing the show in mime,
So,
so you don't need someone to sign it.
yes, I do. They can't hear.
But no one speaks mime.
I know that.
They'll see the actors performing.
Well, of course they will, stupid. They're not blind, they're deaf.
My point, exactly. So you don't need an interpreter.
Yeah, but mime is not a sign language.
I know,
It's mime.
right?
So they won't understand.
They'll understand through the mime.
But they can't hear mime.
No one can hear mime.
So they'll need an interpreter.
No, they'll see it.
But they won't hear it because they're deaf.
I mean, you just took it and ran with it. And the character you're playing is he's a dancer. He fancies himself a fantastic dancer.
Yeah.
Tap dancing, choreography. And your character is always trying to add choreography into every show.
Yeah.
And you're just one of those
All of his strength moves.
theater type people. So I think comedy really suits you, and it's fun to see you in that light because, like a lot of actors, you're quiet in real person. You're kind of introverted. I mean, I am too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun to see. Not her. It's fun to see people that
In case you hadn't noticed.
just bust out in a character. It's like it gives you the chance to just
Be someone you're not, and you're good at it.
be creative.
Yeah.
So are you enjoying doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows.
Yeah. And, I so wish that we could just do this on the stage.
Eventually,
Even someday.
it's
soon.
stuff. I think the audience will love it. There's
Yeah.
so many great characters. I told you this once. You should read The Glass Menagerie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because-
Yeah. I'm open to anything. Just any way
Yeah.
that I can expand as an actor.
As an actor.
Actor.
Well, I can give you a monologue to work on if you want, because I can see you in that
Me
part.
too.
After you read it, you'll understand how absurd it is that your character wants to tap dance in the middle of it.
Don't you do the Scottish accent for our show? Like one line of it?
Yeah, I have one or two lines.
What is it? Slaughtering the
that.
yak?
Okay, say it.
Children, your mother arrives. Time to slaughter the yak.
I love that line.
Yay!
So good, Billy. You do that really well. And that's a hard accent.
It's-
I can't do it.
It's funny, though. That whole
So
scene.
funny.
That's a very archaic type of script. I mean, that's like Antigone. It's very
Very hard. Yeah.
old school
Yeah,
drama.
way old school, like Greek.
Billy, do you have any, what's your favorite movie genre?
The Dark Knight trilogy with Christian Bale.
Oh,
That's one of the best
I love
trilogies
Christian
ever
Bale.
made. It's up there with Lord of the Rings and the original Star Wars trilogy.
Okay, so I'm getting that you like
Fantasy.
fantasy, action.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just mentioned Marvel and Lord of the Rings, and I mean those are.
And as you were talking, this is not necessarily the same thing, but it just occurred to me, oh my gosh, he would make the best Spock from Star Trek.
You should play Spock.
We got to find a Spock
We should do
monologue for you.
You should do a Spock scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to do some more stuff. You know, things are going to be opening up, and we want to know that we have Billy in our bag of tricks. He's all.
He's thinking about it.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Well, he's always gung ho though. When we call you, you're always like, "Okay, I'm in." We
Yeah,
appreciate.
I like when you tell me what's going on.
Well, here's what's going on, Billy.
This is what's going on.
I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. Ready?
Okay,
Are you excited?
here it comes.
Whoop whoop. He's like, yeah, whatever.
That's his excited face.
This is like special news that we're not telling everyone, but we're going to tell you.
And we're gonna broadcast it.
We may not. We
might not
cut this
broadcast
part
it.
out, but we're going to tell you right now. You know, the DVAC is up in Idlewild now because they had to move.
Yeah, they closed down here.
Only temporarily. They're going to come back down here eventually, or
But there's still a thing. They just left the building.
yeah, they're still an organization.
DVAC has left the building.
The DVAC is willing to sponsor us down here. We're kind of shooting for July 10th, which is a Saturday. But we would love to have you come do something.
Come do something.
You know, it could be some comedy. It could be a something.
I could direct you
You
again.
could do a little.
I could
comedic
direct you
scene.
as Spock.
You could do a
Whatever.
you know, whatever. I'm just gonna say, hey, can we start doing scene work
Hey,
once a week or once something? Just
scene work.
so we can get back up on the stage and actually act with someone in person. I think that would be fun. I think there would be a lot of people that might be interested in doing that. So he can bring in other comedians. So it might be a mishmash of that and us.
It's gonna be a mosh pit.
It's going to be a mosh pit.
No, it's not gonna be a mosh pit. A mishmash.
A mishmash
Yeah, I'd
pit.
be down for that.
Yahoo!
I got-
Woohoo!
So, Billy, we like to ask all of our guests some questions.
Ooh, it's that time.
And this is Deborah Dawn's
Billy!
favorite.
This is deep, okay? Put on your thinking cap. What's your favorite color?
Silver.
Oh. That's a new one.
Wow,
Awesome.
Billy.
Silver.
Yeah.
Like metallic-y silver.
That's what silver usually is.
Well,
is-
Like a soft metallic is nice.
Okay, silver.
Okay, Mr. Silver.
Um,
Now I'm picturing him as that guy from the I'll Be Back with the Bad Guy. What was his name? Remember when he would turn into liquid silver and he'd like come up from silver
the
and his-
Terminator.
Yeah, you'd be that good character. Yeah, see.
I think you would play a good villain.
Yeah, all this stuff is coming to mind now.
I think I could see you as a villain.
Go like this. Go. "Ah." See, there it is right there.
Billy.
Billy, you are so fun to play with. I
You're-
love giving you a hard time.
You're a good sport.
I take it as a personal challenge to make you smile or to make you laugh. That's really rare. But I think I'm up for it.
Okay, so my question is about food. What, if you could only eat one kind of food for the rest of your life, what would you pick?
Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets.
Yay, Billy!
Yay! You didn't even hesitate on that.
I love it. That's good. Good answer. Because you can put anything in a hot pocket.
Well, there's all kinds of different Hot
Yeah.
Pockets. Okay. You go. Here's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. There's another one. I think that's about it, isn't it? Is that? Do you have any questions for us, Billy?
Or do you have anything you want to talk about that we didn't?
Would you like to talk about us? Because we're up for that.
Yeah,
We're
you can-
very fond of being
You
talked
can always
about.
talk about how great we are.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah,
shoot.
I did have a couple of questions.
Okay, go
So how long have you two been together?
ahead.
Well, we're not actually together.
You mean together?
Wrong.
I know, it's okay.
No. Have we known each other? We've known each other for about 30 years, over 30 years.
No.
Yes. Almost.
Almost 30 years.
It'll be 30 year next year because we met in 92, right?
Yeah.
Next year, I will have known her for 30 years.
That does not seem right. That is crazy. I'm not that old.
And I've known Piper even longer than that.
Yeah.
And we met during...
Rabba Baba.
We did... we did a musical at the college
It's an inside joke.
called Robber Bridegroom.
Yeah.
And that's where I met Deborah Dawn. Just 'cause-
Yeah.
And we weren't always...
She never liked me.
No, that's
she
not
did
true.
not like me. I'm not sure if she likes me now, honestly. But she does. She's bored, so she comes over here.
No. No, we knew each other through theater. We didn't really reconnect. We kind of lost touch, and then we reconnected.
Just
so
kind of, we
ever
saw each other
since-
just every once in a while, but then we'd go have coffee over there at the deli pretty regularly. She'd be like, okay, we need to have coffee again. And we'd go tell each other our woes. And then we'd talk about, we need to start our own theater. You know, we just need to come up with our own thing, even if it's just, you know, doing one little scene from something. And that led to, I'm like, well, next door, you know, they have that stage and they're supposed to be supporting the arts. So we're the arts. Let's go over there. So we went and talked to Jason, and the rest is history, as they say. Thanks for asking,
Yeah.
Billy.
That's cool because it's not very often that connections like that happen.
That's true.
That last that long.
That's true.
Once you've done a show with someone, it's like they're in your family. You
Right.
know, it's like a theater family.
Yeah, you know each other so much better than people usually know each other after doing a show together. So it's bonding.
You know, Michael Keaton said, acting is the greatest team sport in the world.
Yay, Michael Keaton! That's what I
Michael
was trying to say.
I agree. I always thought that was a great...
Yeah,
know.
Billy. Do you feel like you're part of our family?
Yeah.
Yay!
Wait. What's the craziest role that you've ever played?
Craziest?
You were there, Charo. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. There's so many crazy roles. The pickle pear one, the Salome,
I played Salome in
and the Rabba Baba.
the Robber Bridegroom, which is a musical.
Sorry,
And she was supposed to be...
she hated her
She's
stepdaughter.
like the ugly stepmom.
Yeah, and she was trying to kill her.
And she was from Natchez, Mississippi.
Oh, she is funny.
And she was ugly. They describe her as hideous. So I tried to make myself uglier.
Now,
every
mind
night.
you, this is when I met her, and I'm like, huh,
Yes, she's pretty.
yeah, she's so pretty.
Very cool.
Yeah, well, thank you for asking us about us.
Yeah,
You're
nobody
the only
does
one that just volunteered to talk about us. We usually have to pull it out of people. What do you think about us?
Yeah, thank you for asking.
yeah.
Because lots of times I'll watch back our recordings and I'm like, geez, we talk a lot.
Yeah.
It's like let the person talk.
We're going to have that with this one, too, because Billy's so polite. He's like, I'll just wait for my turn. And then he never gets one. So yeah, you're awesome, and we're so glad that you're with us. We're gonna keep you with us, and
We're gonna keep you.
oh, you'll never get away. And so you be waiting for like the next big thing that's gonna happen, because we're gonna call you up on speed dial. Billy, it's time.
Yeah, keep me posted.
Okay, Billy. Well, we thank you very
Yay,
much.
Billy!
Thank you for coming.
We have fun with you.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day, mister.
You too.
Thank you.
We'll see ya
when we do our show.
Wednesday.
Okay, now you have to wave awkwardly.
Okay, that was Billy.
That was Billy.
Billy Stinnett.
We love Billy.
Come on, Billy.
Billy.
He's a very nice man.
So sweet.
We love him. He's a big helper. He's one of those actors that really comes alive on
Yeah.
the stage.
And he's always very prepared.
I would recommend Billy to anybody to
Hire him.
to cast. He's a good addition.
Yep, plus
And
he's
he-
nice.
he-
He's respectful.
He will not
He's
let you
kind.
down.
Yeah.
Dependable.
Even if he thinks you're totally nitpicky, he doesn't tell you to your face until you ask.
Until 6 months later via Zoom, and then he'll say,
Well,
"Well,
well, now that you mention it, Deborah Dawn, you're a little nitpicky. Which I already knew. I am nitpicky. I own
so
it.
we just wanted to say thank you, Billy, because
Thank you, Billy.
you know it's a learning curve for us,
Yeah.
and it seems like Billy's always on board with us when we're learning
Yeah.
new things.
He's
And he's always
gung-ho,
volunteering.
Ready for anything.
So thank you, Billy, for
Thank you,
showing up,
Billy.
for talking.
It was hard to get him to talk, but we got a couple words out of him.
I called you nitpicky.
I'm very nitpicky. That's who I am. That's
But
just
I
who
think
be.
what he said is very true. He thinks we're a little crazy, but
A
hey,
little crazy and nitpicky.
he was. It was nice of him to ask about.
Yeah, he
Us.
asked about us. And I was
So-
saying, talk about us.
Cheers
Cheers
to
to
you.
Billy. We love you.
And we hope you'll join us next time
On the
Talk
Talk
Shop.
Shop.
Da-da-da-da. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It won't hurt, really.
Thumbs
It's
up.
really super easy to do.
Yeah.
Tell
I'm
your
gonna kill
friends.
ya.
We hope you're enjoying our show and liking
We
and
are.
subscribing
I
and
liked it.
sharing.
I subscribed.
Because
If I
we're-
could do it, you could do it.
We like supporters.
We should give them something.
We
Okay,
like
if you
things.
support us, we will. I'm not flashing them. um.
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, great.
Okay, I can quit eating these.
Yeah.
They are
So
very-
many carbs. I know. I'm like, oh, I'm being so good. And then I look in the back. 46 carbs per 12.
What? It's like
These
4 days
people.
worth of carbs.
I'm gonna sue him for false advertisement. These are rice patties.
Plus
Rice
sugar.
patties are supposed to be good for you.
Yeah, the plain ones that aren't have sugar all over.
That don't taste fabulous. You can't have it both ways.
I mean,
you gotta be fat and happy, or skinny and miserable.
I'm hungry.
I'm so hungry.